What is up, fam? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new around these parts, hello. Thank you so much for clicking. I am Anna, and on this channel we budget plan and love us some sticky paper. In today's video we're doing a memory plan with me for the week of June 27th, but I did want to show you guys the week of June 20th, which is incomplete. As in, I just have the base down. So you might be asking yourself, like, why aren't you just doing like this week? And it's because I just don't want to. Like, I just don't feel like doing the day by day for this week. I just want to get into July. And I don't know. I think I'm going to do the day by day for this at some point on my own. And then I'll post some pictures on IG. I'm going to try to do it somewhat soon though. Because if I just let it chill, I'll end up posting it in like December in the middle of Christmas spreads. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys the base. It's super cute. This is Seaside Town. It's a kit from Sticky Essentials, and I actually really love the base, to be honest with you. I have been sitting on this base for weeks and I just cannot get myself to finish it. So we're just not going to worry about it. Hello to my Leo dashboard. Birthday month alas. And we're going to move on to the week of June 27th. Let me know down below if you guys, oh, I should stick this back in. If you guys ever have this issue where you just don't feel like finishing a spread. I feel like that's very unlike me. But I'm also very excited for my July spreads, so maybe I am just being impatient. I don't know. But that is what we are doing today. Okay, so I'm gonna go over the kit with you guys, and then we're gonna transition into a more sped up voiceover style. So I'm so sorry if you guys had false hope thinking this would be a talk through, because it will not be one. Anyways, okay, we are using the fourth kit from Scribble Co. and she is stunning, like clearly stunning. We have the little doodle sampler, like matching one, the fashion add-on, which these girls are adorable, the 15mm. Then we have the extra full boxes, half boxes, squared off boxes, page flag deco page, glitter header page, your curved edge, your solids, your patterns, and then we have the bottom washi and date covers. And I am pairing this with, did I say that it's from Scribble Co? It's from Scribble Co. But I'm pairing it also with her red and blue foil. This is upside down. Y'all, you guys, it's only been a week since you guys have seen a video, but it's actually been like maybe 2.5 weeks since I've actually sat down to film a video, because the videos you saw last week, or the week before I should say, were pre-films a bit in advance. So I'm gonna be pulling that in, and then I do have some full box overlays from Alicia Craft in this like a stunning like patriotic foil that she has. Like, she is every damn thing, and I am loving her shop so much. So I will get into in the voiceover like kit choice, etc. I will go over all that and chat with you guys about that then. So let's go. Alrighty, friends. So let's talk about kit choice. I kind of went back and forth on whether or not to use this kit for, I think, pretty obvious reasons. Like many of you, I am not feeling super patriotic these days, but let's be honest, I haven't been for quite some time, not just these days. But I do love this art. So I did commit to using this kit, and then I did put up a poll on my IG stories asking you guys, you know, if you guys wanted to see a video for it or not. And overwhelmingly, most of you said yes. I think it was like 70-30, 75-25 of the people that said yes. So here I am giving the people what they want. And a shout out one to everyone who voted in the poll, and also a shout out to Christina of Create and Plan, who suggested doing a fundraiser or maybe donating funds. And I thought that was a great idea. I was kind of throwing that idea around, and her suggesting it just kind of cemented it in my head, basically. It was a good plan. So what I'm going to be doing is donating a portion of my YouTube revenue from my next YouTube payout, which I'll give you a quick lesson on YouTube monetization in a second. But I will be donating a portion of my YouTube payout to Planned Parenthood. And the way YouTube works as far as monetization goes. So first, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours to be monetized. You submit your request, they approve or deny. I haven't heard of a channel that's been denied, so unless you're like really going against YouTube guidelines with your content, which those of you watching probably are not, your channel will probably be approved once you meet those requirements. And then the way it works is YouTube pays you out a month later. So for example, my July revenue won't be paid out until August. And it's only paid out when you reach the $100 threshold. So you need to have at least a minimum of $100 to get paid out. And it usually takes me anywhere between 2 to 4 months to get to $100 or over $100. So I probably will not be seeing this payout until potentially next month or maybe even September. So I'm going to try to remember to like post about that donation when it happens, so you guys know the money went there. But if you don't see it for a hot second, just know it's not me slacking. It's actually that I probably haven't gotten paid from YouTube yet. So that will be a thing. And yeah, shout out to Christina from Create and Plan for that idea. And I feel like it makes me feel a little bit better about deciding to use this kit. More so kind of personally than for you all. So, okay. With all that being said, this is one of my favorite spreads of the year. Like with the red and blue foil, it is like absolutely stunning when it's complete. Like I'm in love. By now you guys should have seen pics of this spread on my IG, hopefully. If they're not there yet, they will be soon. But there should be like close-ups on my IG of this spread too, so you guys can get a closer look over there. But yeah, so kind of going along the same vein of the theming of this the tone, I guess, of this spread and of this plan with me and what's been going on in the US recently. You know, I've noticed, not just recently, but I think for quite some time, that creators often get backlash for both speaking up about a topic or an issue, and then there's also backlash if they don't speak up recently. And I find that very interesting. So I think for the side that criticizes because they don't speak up, creators are humans, and there could be 1,001 reasons why they've chosen not to speak on a subject. And you only really know what that person has decided to share on the internet, which generally, although it seems like it's a lot, and I know a lot of times we feel like we are friends with the creators we watch and we like know them pretty well. And I think in planning you get to know the people you follow pretty well because it's so intimate. Planning involves, especially for those of us who talk through plans a lot, and even if we don't, you can see the plans for the most part. It involves some intimate details of our lives. So I feel like I get where people can feel that connection, but you still only know what that person has decided to share with you. So just because someone isn't speaking out on a subject doesn't mean that they don't care about it. So I want to put that out there because I think even I would probably a couple years ago would have made the same assumption, but being on the other side of the table, there is a lot to consider. It's not just following, it's also making yourself vulnerable to verbal attacks from people. Like I have seen creators who have been verbally assaulted from people based on the statements they made. And not all of us are in a place where we can handle that mentally or spiritually or at all. So I just feel like this isn't talked about enough, which is why I'm talking about it. So I feel like there's that side. And then there's the side of, well, I don't if there's creators that make statements, well, I don't subscribe to you for quote unquote political statements or quote unquote political agendas or yada, yada, yada. I subscribe to you for planning or for traveling or for whatever your niche is. And to that I say, again, creators are humans, and some of the decisions and the events that are occurring in the US are real threats to people's livelihood. Legitimate threats to people's lives or to the lives of people they love. So you don't know what place that person is coming from when they're speaking out on a topic or an issue, because again, you only know what they share with you. And they typically don't share everything, and even the most open book, I think, still probably doesn't share everything in their lives. So you don't really know where that person is speaking from or what experience that person is speaking from. And I think what irks me the most about a lot of these conversations around quote unquote political issues is that people seem to equate the fact that your experience is not their experience, so they invalidate your experience, which really confuses me, as if, again, you are the knower of all things and all experiences. Just because our experiences are not similar, it doesn't invalidate mine's or yours. And I think if that was more understood, I think there would be less issues regarding some of these topics. But alas, that's my 2 cents. I've been pretty clear, I think, on the channel about where I stand on most things. So those of you who've been following me for a while probably know where I stand on most things. So I'm not planning to have any type of debate or argument about any of the issues that have been brought to light in recent events. But most of y'all who've been here for a minute probably know where I stand on most of these things. And I just think it's important to remember that creators are human beings as well, and to really think about that before you send a DM, write a comment, etc., etc. Yeah, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I should also say, luckily, this has not been my experience. Like, I haven't, knock on all the freaking wood that's available in my life right now, I haven't gotten any of these comments or DMs or anything like that, but I follow people who have, who I've talked to, who have very openly shared some of the things that they've received, and it's quite disturbing. And I mean, the internet's always been a cruel place in a lot of ways, but I guess this is just my friendly reminder that we are humans too, with very real problems. Very real problems, just like you. So okay, I had like a summer tag like ready to go, but I actually kind of want to give a life update, and also tell you guys, which I should have mentioned this earlier, but if you guys hear me pause randomly, I'm going to try to edit those pauses out, but if you hear me pause randomly, it's because I'm experiencing some pretty severe nerve pain, and it is super random. Like, it just comes out of nowhere, and I probably have to like stop speaking for the few seconds that it's there. It's like leg nerve pain. I really think it's sciatica pain related, which I had the issue before, and it subsided for like quite some time, which was a blissful time in my life, but it has now decided to resurface. So I'm probably gonna have to drag my ass to see the doctor. And for those of you who are new or don't know, I freaking hate going to the doctors. Like, I've had awful experiences with doctors, and I hate it, but it's really important, so I need to go. And I feel like overall I'm feeling off these days too, which could be for a multitude of reasons, but I think I definitely need to go. So all that to say, I'm only sharing this so that if you hear me awkwardly pause, which I think I did before, and you're like, what happened with the sound? It's because I'm letting the pain subside. And I don't want to stop my voiceover too much, because sometimes iMovie, if you stop it a lot, will like your voiceover, that portion that you're filming or the whole thing will disappear. Those of you who are who do plan with me's and do voiceovers know exactly what I mean if you use iMovie, and it is the worst thing on the planet, actually, relatively. Yeah, I literally just jinxed myself because it just happened. I can't stand it, you guys. Anyways, what I was saying is that I had a mini life update for y'all. At least I think that's what I was saying. Who knows? Who knows? So you guys know I've been job searching. I actually saw a position open at my old job, and I kind of left running from my old job mostly because of my boss, who was awful in my old job. But they had a position open that I was interested in a completely different department. That person that was my boss doesn't even work there anymore. So, I felt good about it. It's a much shorter commute. By much shorter, I mean like 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes on a bad day, as opposed to my hour and a half / 4 hours on a bad day. So like, you know, so I saw it open. I applied. I actually worked with this department like collaboratively when I worked at this place, and I was familiar with what they do and their kind of programming and things. So I felt good about it, and I actually know the person who's in the role. And what's funny is the person who's currently in the role, she's retiring, but she is actually serving as my reference for this like job search process. So one of them anyway. So it's kind of interesting how it was all connected. So I was like, okay, maybe this is a sign that this is going to work out and it's going to be great, yada yada. So I apply. I got an interview. I went to the interview this past Friday or the Friday before. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly when this is going to go live, but I went to the interview this past Friday, and then the following Monday, the hiring manager called me and was like, "Yeah, you're not moving on to the next round." And I was like, "Phenomenal." Great. Thanks. So I think I've decided that I just need to take a break from the job search. I need a break from the emotional roller coaster of it and all the things that come with that. And I feel like I'm in a better place now than I was, but like now I'm trying to work through the fact that I'll have to go back to the office soon. Like in my head, my like goal was to hopefully get a new position before we have to go back into the office. For those of you who don't know, I've been working remotely for a couple months over the summer, and then we're going to go back to the office next month, which y'all already know how I feel about that. But like now I need to kind of accept the fact that that's not going to be a thing, and I will need to go back to the office and back to that commute, all the stuff that comes with it. So I think I'm kind of mentally working through that, and I don't have the capacity to mentally work through that and also job search at the moment. I think I need to just accept that fate before I can go back into job searching. So I'm going to put a pause for the cause on that, because it's a whole lot. And those of you who have been through job searches probably know exactly what I mean. It is such a grueling process. So that's my life update on that. And yeah, so just circling back to the spread, because I know we are kind of finishing out. I'm just adding some scripts from the foil bundle. I put in the sidebar a quote from Carly Plans that says, "Life is tough, but so are you." And I just thought that that was so applicable to just how tough life has been lately, in the world and just personally. So I love that. And I bought a few of those quotes and haven't used them in the sidebar like I had planned to, and I was like, listen, bruh, you about to use one of these in the sidebar, so don't be surprised if you see those pop up a little more often. And I don't think I mentioned this already, but if you guys look at the like kind of paint splatter pattern that's like in that grayish tone, it almost kind of blends in with the bougie box, which is actually really interesting. Maybe that was done on purpose, but I was like looking at this when I was editing, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't even put a box there. And it's just because it blended in so well. So I kind of like that, even though it confused me a couple times. Like this pattern that I'm putting down right now is the one I'm referring to. I feel like this one, because it's big, like you can tell, but there's a smaller one on Friday and then an even smaller one on Monday, and I'm like, the Monday one really blends in. because there's no like middle like white part. So here I am putting in the deco. I did want to run this by y'all because I'm considering, like, thinking, emphasis on thinking, like I definitely have not committed, but I'm thinking about maybe doing an IG live. I've never done a live before on Instagram or YouTube because, like, showing my face again, I need like lots of mental preparation for something like that. Or perhaps a couple drinks for something like that. But I was thinking about doing an IG live, and I feel like the only thing I'd probably do it on, I mean, of course I can answer questions, but I feel like I do that in my Plan With Me's a lot. So I think the only thing I would actually do is probably talk about the new Beyonce album that's dropping. Like, maybe react to it or something. I haven't really decided what the format will be because, like, there's copyright issues and all that ish. So I've thought about it. I don't know if I want to do it, to be honest with you, but I am interested to see if you guys want to see it, because that might hype me up a little bit more to do it. I've always kind of, this is so off topic, but it's okay. We're ending the video. So I've always wanted to have a reaction channel. I feel like I might have mentioned that on the channel in the past, but I worry about copyright so much. But at the same time, there's like a million reactors here on YouTube that do reaction videos, and they still deal with copyright, but their channels exist. So there's got to be a way. And I've heard of like Patreon, but that comes with like payment, and I don't know how I feel about that at the moment, especially since it's not really related to the content that I'm currently putting out on these platforms. But anyway, all that to say, let me know if you guys might be interested in that IG live. Again, I'm not committing, but I do kind of want to get a feel for what you guys think. So yeah. Okay. And if you're not following me on IG, Cafe with Anna, like, what are you waiting for? Do it. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up. This really does help support the channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more budgeting and planning content. And I will see y'all real soon. Bye.